Today's interview is with AnneMarie Schindler, a consultant, founder, and principal of Small Wins Consulting. Her background blends business school with a broad range of experience in development, entrepreneurship, and marketing. We asked AnneMarie, "What's your favorite book and why? Business and non-business if possible." To which she replied, "Most of the books I read are business related. I'm not sure that says something about me, but my favorite non-business book is The Art of Racing in the Rain by Gert Stein. I never had a pet growing up. Then I decided to make a cross-country move and get my first dog. Someone recommended the book to me in my early days of pet parenthood, and it gave me a perspective I was really lacking. Years later, I still reflect on its creativity, perspective, and how it captures the arch of life. My favorite business book is Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. We'll get to why in question number 2. We also asked, was there a moment specifically when something you read in a book helped you? Can you tell us about it? AnneMarie replied, I picked up Leaders Eat Last when I was going through a lot of transition at work. Our organization had experienced a significant scandal. The leadership team, which I really respected, was turning over. My direct boss and mentor was leaving, and I was still charged with managing one of the bigger teams in the organization. I would read this quote over and over again to guide my everyday. The true price of leadership is the willingness to place the needs of the others above your own. Great leaders truly care about those they are privileged to lead and understand that the true cost of leadership privilege comes at the expense of self-interest. It grounded me in what was important, and when I made it a core value for myself, I was easy to use that as a benchmark for myself and influence my team to operate at a higher standard. We asked AnneMarie, what books had the biggest impact on you? She told us, for a long time I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur. I worked for an organization where I felt fulfilled, loved the work I got to do, and was amazed by who I got to do it with. Then, 5 years ago, my husband started our first gym and I began to see behind the curtain of entrepreneurship. I stumbled upon The Startup Life by Brad Feld and Amy Batchelor. It gave me great perspective on how to support my husband, how business affects a couple on multiple levels, and how we could evolve our roles and relationship. The second book that was supremely impactful on me was Leap by Tess Vigeland. I was in a role at a new company that I knew wasn't fit, and my podcast listening started to skyrocket. It was like I was being followed by Tess Vigeland as she made her rounds to talk about her new book on just about every podcast I subscribed to. Not only was the book a helpful look inside someone else's journey into entrepreneurship and career change, but it really helped me reflect on how I define success and self-worth. We asked AnneMarie, what books would you recommend to youngsters interested in your professional path and why? She told us, my recommendations, almost regardless of the career path, are book number 1, Rework by David Heinemeier Hansson and Jason Fried. Book number 2, Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. Book number 3, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Book number 4, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. Book number 5, Sacred Hoops by Phil Jackson. I suggest these because they really open up how you think about life and, in turn, work, success, challenges, setbacks, and, in general, yourself. I believe that the more you can understand yourself and broaden your approach to work, the easier it will be to find work that energizes you. Finally, I'm a team player at heart and love working with others to achieve a huge goal, so a portion of these deal with the team composition and performance too. We told AnneMarie, we're interested in finding out more about your reading habits. How often do you read and in what format? She told us, I try and read at least 1 book a month. Depending on my schedule, this may mean 2 some months and none others. The easiest way for me to read is on flights from my phone, but I still really love a hardback book and a pen. To supplement reading, I really love podcasts by impactful authors. We asked AnneMarie, how do you make time for reading? To which she replied, if I'm being honest, it's super difficult for me. Between my business, supporting the gyms I own with my husband, and our family, I usually pick up my laptop most nights out of habit. I try and use trips as a reason to refresh my reading list, and I recently joined a book club to hold myself more accountable to reading stuff that's out of the comfort zone. We asked AnneMarie, do you take notes or have any other technique for conquering the torrent of information? She told us, I have a note on my phone dedicated to good quotes. This is helpful to me personally if I'm looking for inspiration in a business situation, and I've also started using them to help motivate and inspire my leadership coaching clients. We also wanted to know, how do you choose what books to read next? And AnneMarie told us, most of my books are usually referrals from friends or former colleagues. On occasion, I look at the top recommended list in iBooks and just buy something that looks good. Last question. What book are you currently reading and what are you expecting to gain from it? AnneMarie replied, I just started Rising Strong by Brené Brown. I'm turning 35 this year and emotional intelligence isn't something that comes naturally to me. Brown's previous books have always pushed me into a space that's uncomfortable and rewarding. As a wife, parent, and entrepreneur, I'm expecting the book to help uncover some blind spots in each of those roles. This was our interview with AnneMarie Schindler. If you want to find out more about her and her projects, visit her website at findsmallwins.com. You can find all the books mentioned in this interview in the video description. The CEOlibrary.com is a daily updated library of book recommendations and interviews from the business people we look up to. Thank you.